Hello everybody and welcome to the new patch notes of Total War Arena 3.1.13. And while we did not have the premium unit changes, we've got pretty interesting changes as well, such as increased loading timeout threshold. Let's just dive right in. They have increased the loading time limit to help those who just get disconnected while loading. And I mean, that's nice, but not too big of a deal for most people. Those who don't have prehistoric computers. Unit tier selection limitation. The people with bringing tier 1 units to a tier 9 battle with one tier 9 unit. That thing was a little ridiculous, so they have limited that. Now you can bring in +1, -1 of within range of those units. But the overall change is what normalizes the speed of certain units. Basically, speed changes, which I'm quite happy about, because there were some speed issues, especially with heavy infantry and archers. So reduce speed differences between Greek and barbarian archers. Some Greek archers were too slow and some barbarian archers were too fast. See detailed unit list for exact changes, blah 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 blah. Reduce speed deltas between barbarian cavalry and other factions. Basically, barbarian cav was just so fast, nothing could catch them, and they could charge all the time because they could just flank you so much more easier. But let's get to the big ones. Pike phalanx changes. Pike phalanx will now generate fatigue when attacking. This will function the same way as fatigue on spears, and above 70% fatigue, only successful pike attacks will cause knockback. As with spear phalanx, pikes will now be able to reduce their fatigue by moving backwards. The width of the box for spears and pikes has been reduced slightly. I think that's a great change. This will reduce the upper limit for their damage output. Yes. Some abilities, phalanxer position, will now affect fatigue regeneration when active. Okay, that's interesting. These changes are intended to add more nuanced gameplay to pikes, improving the I'd like to mention the width of the hitbox. Basically, the lightsaber pikes, while not have gone away, at least they do not have a whole area of effect. Especially with this fatigue change, they will not be able to take out units ever so easily. So they're still going to be pretty strong from the front, but they're not going to be completely invincible and just be able to, you know, fidget spin their way out of every single trouble. So increased competitiveness of specific units and abilities. Tier 10 Carthage Elephant, Tier 10 Carthage Javelins. I really want to see the change on this one. Tier 9 War Dogs, Leonidas Bash. Huh. Wait, what did they change? I don't like this. Okay, let's take a look at the specific changes. Shield Bash becomes a true strike, will no longer roll melee attack versus enemy defense. Okay, that's bad, unless you're Leonidas. Basically, it's gonna hit regardless. Note that the damage versus enemy armor rolls still happen, so you're not gonna be doing full damage and ignore armor. Added -20 missile block on the base. Why? Why? That ability was good enough. Like, increases targeting range, sure. But adding a -20 missile block, now that is gonna be OP. Rework targeting range towns to scale better over tiers. Total targeting range now scales from 95 to 149, which is pretty good. Pretty good. It's like overall 10 range increase. Ability cannot be used by all units, and yes, I think that's a good change. Lowered firing angle from 55 degrees to 50. I don't think... Now, I am not a mathematician, but I'm pretty sure angles work in degrees and not in percentages. But that's just me. Well, let's take a look what they have changed. The Tier 9 Barbarians, Warg Warriors, I believe these are the Dog Handlers. Prowl has been replaced by Slam. Oh, very nice. Oh, looks like... I take this back! They actually have nerfed those units. Huh. Well... I will be the first to admit that I am mistaken, and CA does actually listen to us if we complain hard enough. But this is a good change. Melee damage reduced, Exopalentinia melee damage reduced by quite a bit actually. Like 5 damage, but if you multiply that by the amount of models, which is 100, that's 500 damage reduction, which is quite a bit if you think about it. Ambushers speed reduced. Basically, yes, the premium units got the nerf that they required, and I'm very happy about it. A lot of also other very nice changes. If you're really interested, you can take a look, but from what we have investigated, there is nothing that is really game-breaking, but there has been some slight nerfs to premium units, which makes me quite happy. Even though I own quite a few of them, still I really would like to get to avoid a pay to win. Very nice. Messinia's Guard, tier 8, Rome, bonus hit points increase, but the speed has been reduced drastically. I mean, 0.50, that's quite a bit. So yeah, now that we have big changes to Pikes, to premium units, to targeting, and a bit of a controversial change, so to speak, I'm kind of lukewarm to the situation at this point. So, well, we'll see how that goes, and we will see you next time.